What is a parabolic solar cooker? It's a way of cooking based on the concentration of the sun rays. It does not need any other source of energy than the sun. The sun rays reflect on the mirror and converge on one spot, the hearth. That is where we put the recipient to cook the food. The cooker must be movable to follow the sunlight. This type of cooker is used with the same precautions as a traditional cooking stove. If it's not being used, it's safer to protect it from the sun. So, we ready? Let's go! My name is Yannick. I am an external consultant here in Croq Jardin, and a little bit in love with this garden since the first time I discovered it with its leader, Jean. I've come here several times already to provide and build things for this garden, for the gardeners. This time I'm leading a 2-day workshop for the building of a solar cooker. It is yet another contribution that I am bringing to this magnificent garden. In this case, the difficulty is to build a technical object with several people together at the same time.
Fabriquer à plusieurs en même temps un objet assez technique.
It is a solar cooker. Therefore, there are movements, rotations, articulations. It is not easy. The space for the workshop is not big. We are outside in a garden. There has been work done before the workshop to prepare it, with the added difficulty that we have a limited source of energy. Therefore, we'll have to dispatch in time all the operations that take a lot of energy. There are several operations for the building of the solar cooker. The assembling of the parabolic reflector, the base, and the structure. For the 4 cookers that we are going to build, the operations will be distinct, and we manage them so that we don't take too much energy at the same time. There's often another difficulty, which is to gather people for more than 2 days. So we had to prepare some things in advance, some technical pieces that have been made before, because it takes time to make them. So now we have them pre-made, and we'll assemble them and finish the cookers with the details. This workshop has asked for a particular conception of the cooker. For ecological and practical reasons, the structure is in wood. Wood is easier to work with for everybody than metal. We could not have had this workshop if the structure had been in metal. We subjoined a short time for building and a limited amount of energy. That's difficult. On the educational level, people will have a sheet with explanations, but they'll have to use their mind and imagination and help each other. The workshop leader is here to unlock blocked situations and keep an eye on security, to give an occasional advice. But if everything goes well, I'd say I could go to the bar and have a drink while the workshop goes on. It's thematic. The idea is that the people get the knowledge themselves of what they are building. So once they have seen how the machines work, they'll just follow the explanations on the sheet and do the work. That is the ideal theoretical functioning of the workshop.
Théorique idéal. Donc il y a l'utilisation d'outils techniques, comme une défonceuse.
There is the use of technical tools like a router, which is a woodworker tool, which rotates quickly and makes noise. It's a bit impressive, but the work is very precise. So then one is not used to it. At the beginning, it's impressive.
Du métal, donc on va percer.
We're going to work with wood, with metal. Several savoir-faire will be relayed. We'll even work with recycled plastic. for the connecting
Il ne
parts.
faut pas traîner, c'est-à-dire que
So there's
on a 2 jours.
a wide
Les
range
séquences de
of
travail,
actions to be
doivent
done,
se succéder à un rythme
and since we have
assez
only
soutenu.
2 days, we'll have to keep a
Parce qu'il y
good
a beaucoup de
rhythm.
travail intervenant pour faire ce cuiseur. En fait, les opérations sont classées
The
suivant 2
operations
critères.
are classified on 2
Le quart de
criteria.
journée, ça s'appelle un quart.
The first one is the quarter of
Donc
day.
le foyer, par
The
exemple, c'est 2 quarts
quarter.
de journée.
For example,
ce qui est partie métallique.
for the hearth, it's 2
D'autres
quarters
pièces
of
sont
day.
un quart de journée.
For
Le deuxième
other
critère, c'est
pieces, it's
l'énergie
1 quarter of
qu'elle
day.
demande. Donc si j'utilise la
The
défonceuse,
second
j'ai besoin de
criteria
beaucoup d'énergie.
is the energy being
Donc je ne vais
used
pas
to
mener
make the
2
piece.
opérations
If I use the router, I need a lot of energy. So I will not do 2 things that need much energy at the same time. So this is how this 2-day workshop is organized. Knowing that we're supposed to help each other, we can go see the other team to know how they managed to do something and if they had a particular difficulty.
Pour parler de l'après, la phase d'usage, d'utilisation,
Now,
il y a une
speaking
phase en
about
amont. On a
afterwards,
demandé aux gens
we asked how the cooker is going to be used.
Du coup, est-ce que c'est pour des
Is
grands
it for
groupes,
small
petits groupes
or big groups?
Parce
The
que c'est la
size
taille du cuiseur qui va changer.
of the cooker
Le fait que
will
ce soit
depend
un
on
cuiseur
that.
pour de la sensibilisation qui doit
If
bouger.
it is for demonstration and we have to be moved around, a small one is better.
De la sensibilisation.
If it's
Si
to
c'est pour
cook
faire
for
à
big
manger pour des
groups,
groupes, on va
we'll make it bigger.
accentuer la taille.
We also have to adapt
Après,
it
ça va être
to the site of usage.
adapté au
Will it
lieu
be protected
d'utilisation.
in a closed
Est-ce qu'il sera à l'abri
environment?
dans un lieu
Or
fermé?
will
Est-ce
it
qu'il
stay
sera dehors sous une
outside,
bâche?
under a tarp?
Est-ce qu'il sera sur un terrain complètement défoncé?
Will it be
ou
used
sur
on
une
a
dalle
bad terrain
plane?
or on a flat
Est-ce
terrace?
qu'il est tout près de son lieu où on le range?
Will it be
Est-ce qu'on a
kept
besoin de
on
roulettes, au
site
contraire?
or will it need
Tout ça se
wheels?
prépare un peu en amont.
So,
Et ça
all
va peut-être
this
faire
has to
l'objet
be thought of and
d'adaptation
prepared
par
in advance.
par ceux qui
And it might be modified by the people who will build it.
Voilà, pour vous, il faut adapter des roues, voilà comment vous allez faire. Enfin, bref, ça c'est ce qui peut se passer après. Et
Then
puis
the
après,
idea is that all the users of the cooker share
tous les échanges
experiences
entre gens qui vont
and exchange
utiliser.
their recipes based on the savoir-faire that Jean acquired here in the garden.
À Jean ici dans les jardins.
I've tried this, it didn't work. How did you do it? Can we use clay pots, for
les
example?
recettes s'échangent,
etc.,
ça
etc.
n'a pas marché, comment t'as fait?
All this in a blog using internet,
voilà.
we can very quickly have a lot of data and accumulate much savoir-faire.
Avoir une source de savoir importante.
So let's do it.
C'est assez technique. Donc ça demande de s'appliquer, d'être minutieux.
It's quite technical and needs an attention to details. There's work to do. During these 2 days, we'll have to keep a good rhythm. The idea is that on Friday, you leave with your cookers.
Soit un plus petit, un 110. Soit les deux. Soit les deux pour certains qui vont absolument charbonner. Je vais vous proposer une organisation théorique du travail.
I'm going to propose a theoretical organization of the work that can be questioned, even though we don't have much time and our source of energy is limited. Basically, there are 5 stages that are not to be kept in a chronological manner. In the end, it's the final assembly that will matter and give sense to the rest. The structure supporting the parabolic reflector. The structure of the reflector is composed of 4 wooden arcs assembled by mortises. 4 pieces of wood, which are called members, are assembled on a cube. Cut the pieces corresponding to your cooker. 4 arcs and 4 members.
C'est pourquoi tes requêtes?
C'est parce qu'on va assembler les 4 quarts de cercle pour faire le cercle entier. Donc on va
Draw the points of reference for the notches on each arc.
D'accord.
Cut the notches for the mortises on each end of the arcs with the router. With the router, run off the angles on the external side of the arcs and on the top of the members. Glue the 4 elements of the circle together with the clamps, then screw them together.
On les a mis exprès comme ça pour voir.
Oui, attends.
Once the members and the circle are assembled, sand them and varnish with a natural product. The reflector in aluminum sheet. The reflector, the parabolic reflector, is made of aluminum sheets assembled one by one. The sheets are put together in the middle of the reflector with an eggshell screw. The two holes will allow a passage to fix the hearth. The sight allows to orient the reflector of the cooker. Draw a disc on the wood and cut it out with the ribbon saw. Refine the piece with the lapidary. Make a hole at the center of the disc with the drill press.
Alors nous passons en mode sobriété
to the
et nous utilisons la Peugeot,
and we use the hand drill, the old hand drill with human energy.
Voilà, merci.
Il n'y a pas assez de soleil aujourd'hui, c'est ça?
À la fin, c'est plus dur. Voilà.
Thread the hole. Prepare the sight in a round piece of wood. Glue and screw on the disc. We'll be able to set the sight the right way when the cooker will be finished. The hearth in metal. To create the support for the cooking pots, we need 4 square iron rods, 2 flat iron rods, 1 square tube for the central axe, 1 threaded rod that will be the axe of rotation.
Ça, les gens vont le couder.
Ouais.
Donc ça aussi c'est à la main, hein, mais
ouais.
C'est rigolo, il y a beaucoup de perçage.
On the square iron rods, draw the markers for the holes and the notches for the bending. Make the holes on either side. Wedge the central part in the vise and bend the sides to a 90-degree angle with a sledgehammer. Outline the 2 flat iron rods and cut them out. Outline the drilling with a center punch and the notches for the bending. Make the holes and bend the rods following the angles of the template. In the meantime,
Alors, voyons. Hop, dans la marmite norvégienne. Là, ça tient chaud. Ça reste au chaud. Hein.
on the menu, fruit and vegetable mandala, charred stuffed phyllo pastry with a wild salad and goat cheese.
On a donc cuisiné en partie les légumes du jardin et d'autres légumes qui ne sont pas du jardin mais qui sont d'un producteur pas très bon.
The connecting parts. The connecting parts make the articulation of the parabolic reflector possible. We must be able to turn the cooker or orient it to follow the sun. Outline the reference markers on the recycled plastic pieces. Make the parts with the bandsaw and the drill press. The base. The base provides the stability and the rotation of the cooker. Cut out the 4 parts that make up the base and the 2 big branches. Then sand them and varnish them with an electrical sander or a hand sander. Cut out 2 wooden rectangles and make a hole in the middle. Glue and screw the legs on the part. The legs are sanded, then varnished. The big branches are also glued and screwed around another rectangular piece of wood. These elements will also be varnished. It's to protect from the outdoor elements. The big branches and the base are assembled with a rod going through the 2 rectangles at the center of the elements and allows their rotation. The connecting parts are fixed and we're going to be able to assemble all the parts of the cooker together. The assembling. The parabolic reflector on the wooden frame. Very simply. The frame is installed on the base. We put in the hearth in the reflector. And we are very proud to present you the cooker we just made.
Voilà, on y va. Ah, magnifique. Ouais.
This workshop was organized by Pôle Eco Design and the Réseau des Jardins Solidaires Méditerranéens on the beautiful site of Croq Jardin.